You are now tuned in to DAR Sports Media. Happy New Year to all. I'm assuming you're all listening to this on New Year's Day, unless some of you real sickos out there are listening to this pod. You just got to have it. I got to have it. Listening to this shit right around where the ball's going to be dropping, because that's what I'll be done posting this. But hey, if you are, that we're very honored by your presence. Thank you so much. This is DAR Sports Media, the NFL show. Things are winding down the NFL. Real fun game Monday night, 49ers, Lions. Obviously, there's some things that are coming true. Some seeds that were planted on this podcast, and the crop is coming forth. We told you about this Lions defense, and it is happening. This Lions, a lot of people are talking about this record that they've amassed. And I said, well, they amassed that record mostly when they did not have a Golden Corral kitchen staff starting on the fucking defense, which is the case now, as you saw this 49ers offense that has been choking and sputtering the entire season go up and down the field at will on them until old Brock Purdy decided to make a charitable donation back into the 49ers cap space by costing himself about $10 million, $15 million. Those two fucking horrendous interceptions that happened in the second half that basically lost them the game. In general, though, my main topic that I want to bring up, and the results of this weekend will make this a moot point or not. But gentlemen, the other day we posted a short on the DAR Sports Media YouTube. Lamar Josh Allen. Who's the MVP? I'm here to say, if Joe Burrow can drag the Cincinnati Bengals into the playoffs, I believe the scenario is they have to win against Pittsburgh and the Dolphins have to lose. If Joe Burrow can drag single-handedly the Cincinnati Bengals into the playoffs, I think that is your MVP. That is my MVP. And people, I heard somebody on a big podcast the other day say, well, you can't give it to him because the team has 8 losses. I said, bro, Joe Burrow doesn't play defense. I don't know what he's doing his fucking job and willing them to win. So I don't know what you want him to do about the rest of it. 42 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. 4,600 yards, been on an absolute heater. Again, sometimes we talk about how, what would these teams be without their star player? And I think, do they even win? Do they even win a game if they don't got Joe Burrow? I don't know. Well, those receivers, they'd win a couple. They'd win a few, but that's mine. What do you guys think? Where you at on the MVP? Tay.
The MVP can really go to 3 people. If you say Lamar, I wouldn't argue. If you say Josh Allen, wouldn't argue. And even if you say Joe Burrow, like he has a case too. I was saying that the other day. They're all playing elite football. I don't think one's clear cut better than the other because each has their own argument. Like Josh Allen has the best record. Lamar has the best stats. They all have their own separate argument. But me personally, I'm gonna go with Josh Allen. I just think he just means so much to his team. Not saying the other two don't, but Josh Allen just means so much to the team. And just the way they just exceeded expectation, undefeated at home. I don't know. I think Josh Allen, like me watching football, Josh Allen looks like the best player in the league to me, this season. So yeah, I would definitely give it to Josh Allen for sure.
Lee Harvey, what do you think about involving Joe Burrow in this discussion at this point? If they make the playoffs,
If they make the playoffs, I don't I don't mind Joe Burrow getting a few votes, but I don't know if he'll actually win the whole thing. If he'll actually win the MVP. Um, I'm sticking with Lamar. I'm saying all these narratives about going against Lamar of not snap counts and average separation his receivers getting like can Lamar is close to a 4,000 yard, 1,000 yard season. Something that's never been done before. And him, we can't lump his lack of playoff success to his lack to his regular season success. Look, if he do like get if he do get the Ravens to, I'd say, the AFC Championship game, that don't equate that to the regular season. It's just a regular season award. I know Josh Allen's he's had a great season, but me personally, it's Lamar's award to lose. If he can get to 4,000, 1,000 yards, passing and rushing.
So you bring that up, another interesting one that I would counter, maybe not counter, but just bring up. Joe Burrow is probably going to be the first 4,800 yard, 45 touchdown quarterback to not win the MVP. The other two who have done that won the MVP. I believe it was Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. True. You're getting more insight than ever these days. What do you think of involving Joe Burrow in this discussion if the Bengals make the
I'd rather not be so close to the Bengals circle right now. I'd rather not, but I don't have an issue with Joe Burrow being in the conversation. I kind of think though, typically with these awards, when they hand them out, they have their 3 to 4 names that they're looking at, and if you go through a rough patch like the Bengals did, like obviously Joe Burrow doesn't play defense, but at the end of the day, it's still just taken into account for when they make these decisions. And if you had a losing record for pretty much most of the season, I would think they get a couple votes, but I don't see him winning it over a Lamar or a Josh Allen. And in terms of Lamar versus Josh Allen, I believe that's what it's going to come down to. Those are the last two. It's going to come down to those have been probably the two most consistent quarterbacks this season with the win-loss record to support it. So I'm personally leaning Lamar, personally because I think it's real nasty what the media has been doing recently. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's real nasty. Like I'm seeing people say shit like, "Oh, we got to give it to Josh Allen because he doesn't have one, and Lamar already has two." Like shit like that. That's nasty.
Fuck that.
And I've seen accredited like blue check, like yellow check media motherfucker like saying it, and I don't like that because it's like at the end of the day, there are people who I'm seeing like, yo, Lamar goes and has a great game, and they're like, I mean, it was against the Giants. Who cares? Then Josh Allen goes out there and stunts on the Jets and shit, and they're like, oh, the MVP race is over. Josh Allen's got it. And it's like, why is that? You know, like, it's just weird. And I don't like that. I don't like when that agenda shit comes into play. Like, Josh Allen has been amazing. If he wins the MVP, he's well deserving of it. For me, I just feel like what I've seen Lamar do just a tad bit more, I lean towards Lamar. And don't get me wrong, I don't think either one of them have great receiving cores in terms of like they don't have a Jamar Chase or T Higgins to me that they could turn to personally. So I mean, you can talk about Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. You can talk about fucking Khalil Shakur and fucking Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper. Those aren't names that are, you know, Dalton Kincaid. Those aren't people that are grabbing, you know, coming out like they grab your attention like that on the field. So I think it comes down to those two. Like I said, I'm gonna lean Lamar. It could go either way personally, but I just really don't like it really bothers me how I've seen the media start to do that shit, because Josh Allen, he doesn't need a pity MVP. He's played well enough to win the MVP naturally, so he doesn't need he's never had one before. And
Josh Allen don't need pity about fucking nothing. Dude has $100 million fucking and married to Haley Steinfeld. Get out of my face.
Actually, you know what? That's another reason to factor into.
Get out of my face.
God damn it! Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got my Haley Steinfeld. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't. So I mean, honestly, like I said, I have utmost respect for Josh Allen and what he's done. He has done an amazing job this year with these Bills, because they don't have a consistent receiving core. James Cook has been really good this year, I think, too, as well at times. But I mean, Josh Allen is well deserving. But once again, Lamar, all that Derrick Henry shit kind of slowed down a little bit. The conversation I saw people making against Lamar for having Derrick Henry kind of slowed down a little bit, because Lamar been showing the fuck out these last 4 or 5 games. So yep. I don't know. Like I said, if the Ravens hadn't lost those 2 games, I feel like Lamar would probably be like a clear front runner if they didn't lose those 2 stupid ass games that they lost early in this, like to the Raiders and the Browns.
I think people should take that into consideration. Like, if they hadn't lost those 2 ridiculous fucking games, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah,
right?
I think Josh Allen would be a clear runner
judge
up
it by that. You know what I'm saying?
But he'd be Josh Allen would be a clear runner, which once again, it takes nothing from someone to be the second best, essentially the second best quarterback this season, or 1B to the 1A. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I just think it's stupid for people to be like, we can't, like, Lamar's already had plenty. And I mean, what is he doing that's so amazing? I saw somebody say that, and I was just like, bruh, I'm not like, we don't have to discredit Josh Allen or Lamar to uplift the other. They're both phenomenal quarterbacks. It's literally a flip a coin thing. If you say Josh Allen, great. If you say Lamar, great. Like, they're 2 great quarterbacks who are having phenomenal years. I mean, we should be happy as football fans. We're getting 2 fucking amazing seasons, 3 if we count Joe Burrow, 2.
Yep, and then all the great rookies. There ain't never been a rookie. There ain't never been a season like this with rookie quarterbacks. You got 4 that are fucking going nuts.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I think the media. I'm glad we exist, because the media sometimes they on their best bullshit instead of presenting like
and their
appreciation for the game.
Because Penix he improved a lot from game 1 to game 2. Looked pretty decent the other night. Apollo, what do you think of involving Joe Burrow in this MVP conversation if the Bengals make the playoffs? Which, by the way, I just looked it up just to see. It's not looking great, because they have to beat the Steelers. The Broncos have to beat, or the Chiefs have to beat the. Hold on, let me start over. The Chiefs have to beat the Broncos, but they're going to be the Carson Wentz-led Chiefs. So there's that. And then also the Jets have to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins are dog shit right now, and it's going to be a wasted playoff spot if they go in. Sorry, not sorry. But it is what it is. I just cannot see them. I mean, wilder things have happened, and wilder things have happened to fuck up playoffs. We've all fucking seen it. I mean, we watched it last week. If the Broncos would have taken the tie in overtime, they were in. Instead, they didn't, and now the Bengals, who beat them, might take their fucking spot.
That's the dumbest shit. I was so pissed watching that fucking game.
I'd be fucking pissed, man. If I was one of those players, that's playoff game checks. You're fucking me out of money doing that dumb shit. Apollo, if the Bengals make it, should Joe Burrow be in this discussion?
Okay, a few things here. To answer that question directly, no. No. Now, if you take what the actual MVP should be, and this is across all sports, it should be the best player in the league. That's my personal opinion. I know that these races are basically glitz and glamour, and for football's sake, a quarterback award. Now, I agree. I probably would give it to Joe Burrow if the MVP award went by what I consider the most valuable player in the league. I would give him. I actually would, because he
is valuable to them.
he is valuable. Without them, they will be nothing. Now, that offense that they have, their top flight. I mean, come on now. It's not rocket science. Without a quarterback, who's going to give those receivers the ball? They won't be able to have a chance to show what they can do without somebody that is gifted enough and a tough quarterback to be able to as he does, but to overcome deficits. Sometimes that he puts in, sometimes some of the ones that he commit. But you got to have a tough guy at quarterback and an accurate quarterback that can give them
physically, but also like mentally. Like, think about every week. It's like, fuck it, we ball. Like, he's just watching his defense give up all these points. It's like, all right, got it. Go out there, score good. Like, whew.
So yeah. So on that level, yeah, I would give it to him on that. It now in my heart of hearts, Patrick Mahomes is the most valuable player. But
I mean, that's what I was going to say. If you're going to give it to the best player in the league every year, we'll just rotate it between Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones and fucking say fuck it.
Right. But we know what we're dealing with. So that's my Joe Burrow case. Now, what's really going to happen is going to be Josh Allen. I'm not a big Josh Allen fan personally. I respect his game. I respect how he's always got better and improved every year. I give that boy that. He was raw coming into the league, and he got better each year.
He's raw now. He's breaking it off, and people raw. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. So I get it that it's a full circle. He's coming into his powers, so to speak. However, the whole Lamar Jackson case, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a Ravens fan through and through. But I don't want to sound like a Lamar hater, because I'm definitely not. I love Lamar. Lamar is transcendent. He is. I mean, come on now.
Like, holy shit, you're about to break some news on here. No.
To pray, like as a Ravens fan, I've prayed for an offense that could be captivating. Oh my God, I prayed. Even throughout all that success that we've had, I prayed for an offense like this, or an offensive player at least that we could say that we had that is just that damn good. Now, with that being said, I don't think he deserves it this year. Sorry. I mean, it's nothing to do with race. It's nothing to do with like his play. Yes, he has astronomical numbers, and he's playing into himself. But if we're talking about high record and damn near equal play as far as numbers, like not that far off as far as numbers, like, I mean, it kind of has to be Josh Allen, because his team has a better record. They count team success in MVPs. So, I mean, we just got to be real with it. And Lamar, as great as he was, he also had some fuck ups. All quarterbacks do. It is the name of the game. I understand that. But you're a two-time MVP for one. Yes, you're a two-time MVP. I mean, it's nothing to do with race. It's the facts. Now, that doesn't prevent him from getting another one. I don't think that should be. I don't know why the narrative is always still on this shit about trying to slight him in any regard. It just doesn't make any sense to try to slight him. When the boy is transcendental, you got to give him his props. However, going by the criteria that we know that NFL is going by, Josh Allen is probably going to win it. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If Saquon Barkley actually broke Eric Dickerson's record, I got to feel he would be a dark horse.
I agree.
Might happen against his old team coming up this week.
I agree with that.
Oh, it don't get much more perfect. He only needs 101, and that's a tall task for most running backs, but not really for Saquon.
That and see right now, I think they're playing gamesmanship by acting like he might not play and not like that because they don't want to risk any more health of their players. I understand, but I think they're just playing coy, and his ass is going to play, and they're going to try to get him that record.
Oh, he's going to play, and they're going to try and get him the record. Absolutely. If I know anything about living in the local area and knowing this coaching staff and knowing the personality of that team, oh, he's playing and he's breaking that record. I can fucking tell you that's happening.
So that's crazy. But real quick, and I know we gotta go to the next subject. How about Sam Darnold? I ain't gonna lie to you.
The numbers are right there. They're right there.
They're right there. Like this boy, like 5th in odds. You know what I mean? Like 5th or 6th in odds to win MVP. That I get a kid that. That's a long ways away from where he was early in his career.
Yeah. It was either this goes good or it's over. So
that man, Kevin O'Connell, he's the best coach in the league. Besides Big Red. But I mean, come on. I gotta give that kid that, man. This boy is a genius. He up there. I mean, he's from the McVay tree and all that, but he's damn near on the same level as them. I mean, as far as development, like Jesus, development.
Since you brought it up, I did want to ask the question to the panel because I was pondering this the other day. I'll fact check this as I'm going, but do we? So I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to look. I'm pretty sure Eric Dickerson set that record in 14 games.
Yeah,
and Saquon gets to have 17 games.
Yeah.
So do you look at that any different? Like, because before 16, 14, it's like, okay, it is 2 more, but like, but 3 more games to do it? That's a lot.
The only reason I'm not going to slide it real quick is because Eric Dickerson broke OJ's record, and OJ did that in 12 games. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? They keep adding games every day. It's not fair to the players that the NFL is greedy and wants to keep adding games. So you know what I mean? I don't want to cheapen the award just because of that. So it'll still be impressive.
What do you think, Tay?
He did it in 16.
He did it in 16 games? You found it Friday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did it in 16 games. Because Dickerson was he was complaining about it. He was like, "Oh no, I don't care if he breaks it because he needed an extra game to do it." That's
they played.
Dickerson
said it himself. 1984.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Dickerson said it himself. He was complaining. He said he doesn't care if Saquon gets it because it took him an extra game.
Now he's threatened by it.
Yeah. Like Adrian Peterson, that was different. He only had 16 games to do that, But he don't care about Saquon because he gets
they're all right because again, like he broke every single record is getting broken and the season keeps getting bumped out. So what can you really do? It was funny too, Eric Dickerson. They were interviewing him and they said I disagree. Anybody who says the records are made to be broken, it probably doesn't hold a record anywhere.
I'm putting my record.
So what else, Apollo? We know your time's limited, so we'll let you go first. What's on your mind coming out of last week and going into next week?
Well, I mean, just looking at the playoff standings.
Yep.
I mean, a few teams don't have anything to play for. But I mean, of the games that do matter, and where things are at stake for the Ravens, I'll say, I mean, the division crown, is at stake, and I believe that the Ravens will win the division crown. The Steelers, it's just so funny because this is what the Steelers have been doing these past, I think about 5 or 6 seasons. Like they had these roller coaster years where either they have a losing streak like they have a big, like a huge chunk of losing at one quadrant of the season, or they'll have a positive opening where they'll go on a winning streak early in the season. We've seen like all the different ways that you can do it, but it's always going. They're never really dominant. You know what I'm saying? And with the Ravens playing, the Ravens played damn good football this year. From the standpoint of, hey, they had quality wins where they deserve to win the division, and I believe they will. So I'm looking forward to that. What else we got? I mean, the Bills have nothing to play for. Pittsburgh. I mean, who's Pittsburgh have?
Pittsburgh's playing the Bengals.
Since
the Bengals season on the line.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be fascinating. And that's Sunday night or Monday night. Saturday night. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be fascinating. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's gonna be fascinating. Especially in the AFC North. I mean, it's just such a historic division. It doesn't really matter which team is playing per se, but especially when you got the Ravens or the Steelers involved in it, I mean, it's gonna be bananas. So what else we got? Atlanta's still fighting. Atlanta and Tampa. That's a nice little tight race for the NFC South. So Atlanta has Carolina, and who does Tampa Bay has New Orleans. I think both of them are going to win those games. So I guess it's going to be a tiebreaker that's going to determine who wins the division. Am I right?
And it will go to Atlanta.
It will go to Atlanta because they beat them.
Yeah, because they beat them twice. Yeah.
No, but the Bucks have one more win.
So if it goes to a tiebreaker,
they need the Bucks to lose.
Yeah.
And the Falcons have to win.
Hey, it's fascinating.
Speaking of which, while we're there, speaking of funny MVPs, Baker Mayfield, total yards 4,500, going to be over 4,700 by the end of Sunday. 40 total touchdowns, 72% completion. Those are better numbers than both Josh Allen and Sam Darnold. Just saying.
He's 8th in MVP odds.
Sneaky baller season.
That's sneaky.
Sneaky McSneakerson. It's funny you talk about the Steelers and their ebbs and flows. I remember a few weeks ago, and the whole time it's been ringing in my ears. True, he had said, "Oh, these next 3 games, if they win these back to back to back, then they're fucking for real." And they didn't win none of those fucking games. So, Tay, what's on your mind going into this last week?
I'm just looking for the seeding and stuff, just the important games, because there's a lot of games that don't mean anything. Some teams are going to be sitting their starters and whatnot. I don't know why the Browns and Ravens got the Saturday early game, the 4:30 game. Nobody wants to watch that.
I think it's because it plays into clinching division or not.
Yeah, but come on.
They're just making it like an AFC North. I mean, I got you. They're just making it an AFC North day, right? Because it's like deciding this division. Like Ravens Browns first, and then the second step is Bengals.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Like, I'd rather watch Carson Wentz Chiefs versus the Broncos than that, if I'm being honest. But again, like I am rooting for the Bengals to make the playoffs. It's gonna take a lot, but I don't know. Gotta believe in the Jets.
Oh man,
get it done. This the Super Bowl right here for the Jets.
I believe in Aaron Rodgers. All right. Lee, what do you got, man? What's going on? What's on your mind going into this next weekend?
Well, the Sunday night game, Minnesota Detroit.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Winner gets the 1 seed. The loser gets the 5 seed. Then we'll have to play on the road.
So are they gonna on the scoreboard? They're gonna install an extra digit on the Viking side because they're gonna score 100 fucking points.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like we saw on Monday night. No offense, but they do have a ball hawk in Kirby Joseph. And
Yeah, no, they have one good player. They do have one good player.
and
Yeah, him and Branch, rolled
yeah,
good,
yeah, Branch too. And Darnold, he can fall back into turning the ball over at least once or twice. I mean, we have seen that. So they don't have to hold them under 20. They just had to get like a couple of turnovers, and Detroit will be good for in Sunday's game.
We're gonna have to see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
So I said, live your life like this. Can't live your life like this.
No. They got too many injuries. They had no choice.
True. What do you got going on?
I'm looking forward to the Bengals and Steelers game for several reasons.
And I mean, you got to be locked in on this Wentz Chiefs, the Kansas City Wentzes, and the Broncos. If the Broncos win, they're in.
Kansas City Wentzes.
Listen. The Broncos could have won these last two fucking games and ended all this nonsense, and they shit the bed. Broncos going Broncos, so I put nothing back. Carson Wentz going to turn into the Carson Wentz that was willing to Philadelphia. So I don't. I'm not worried about that. To me, the Steelers and Bengals game matter because if the Bengals somehow can't get it done against the Steelers, then none of this nothing matters anyway. So it doesn't matter anyway. So me being here in Cincinnati, I'm interested to see how this turns out. I will probably take my ass to a bar somewhere and watch the game and be amongst the fans. Not, they won't know that I'm a Broncos fan and that I'm pulling for them to lose. But that's part of the fun. It was part of the fun this past weekend, being in the Hard Rock Casino during the Bengals and Broncos game and sitting with all the Broncos jerseys and shit like that. So that's the game I'm probably looking forward to between those two on Saturday. Ravens and Browns, I mean, not really expecting much out of that. I mean, Browns stink. Jameis maybe had them, looking decent here and there for a little while, and then, well, whatever. I mean, not that the game really matters, I guess, but the Seahawks and Rams, it's a game I'm kind of interested to see how that turns out. I mean, obviously the Chiefs and Broncos, Vikings and Lions. And you know what? I am interested to see this Dolphins and Jets game because I think it's going to be fucking hilarious. No matter the outcome, it's going to be hilarious. So there's a lot of questions about, obviously, who's going to be the quarterback for the Jets next season, what's going on with the Aaron Rodgers situation, and Garrett Wilson could potentially ask out. I don't know if that was like a bullshit headline or what. But
the last update was that ain't going to be necessary because Rodgers and Devontae Adams are gone.
Yep.
Hey, man, Devontae Adams, man, I'm going to tell you, man. I mean, you talk about being a rider or a rider.
A good friend. A loyal friend.
In the negative way.
That boy is a meat rider. Because, come on, brother. Brother.
Boy, his career off these two dudes.
What is happening, man? Brother, what are you doing? There's other quarterbacks out there who I'm sure could get you the ball. You chose to go to the fucking Raiders. Nigga, that was your choice. Nobody told you to go there.
I chose to go to the Jets too.
He has a type.
Yeah.
Think about the quarterbacks he play. He got a type. You don't want none of that running stuff.
You got a type.
Jared, he's gonna go to the Lions next.
The sad thing, you know what? You got type. You got type. I tell you what though. However it turns out, I think it'll be a funny situation with this Dolphins.
Need to get it together. You know where he should go next year? The fucking Chargers.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, that's not hard. That's not a horrible idea for him.
It's not.
Go, you can enjoy retirement with your friends, Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. because that's where the fuck they're about to be in the very near future. And you can all talk about the rings you have because you need to go get a ring, Devontae Adams, with the Chargers.
Yeah. All the scenarios are pretty much like most of the scenarios are almost set now, right? I think we just kind of waiting on the last seeding for the playoff.
Broncos, you got Bengals, you got the game Vikings and Lions. So there's a decent amount. I don't know. I feel like every year we say this, but like it's the variable, the amount either way is not a high amount of variance. I feel like every year there's nothing this year. Like there's a few things.
Yeah, there's a few. It's just like it doesn't feel like there's like the fighting for those last spots. That last spot, the teams that fight for the last spot. I mean, that's always the exciting part. And you got
a record on the line. You got the division trying to get figured out. You got Vikings, Lions, and then you got Broncos / Bengals trying to get into the playoff. I wish I would have thought of this before we thought of a little bit to go through. A funny thing to say. Whatever the most fired anybody has ever been, that fucking Giants front office need to be more fired than that. Directly after the fucking game on Sunday, because this is nuts. Not only did this brother go to another team and set the fucking record, you ended up releasing the dude you picked up, some shit that nobody has ever seen before in their fucking lives. You released your franchise quarterback in the middle of the fucking season, and not just that, but also for the first time, the whole world got to sit back and watch your dumbass mental gymnastics your way through picking fucking Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley and fucking destroying this season. It's a lot of firsts being set up by the Giants. Oh, I guess we could do that. We could do that topic real quick right before we go. Especially since we got Paulo the Giants guy on here. I saw a lot of people, screaming in the fucking streets about them winning that game on Sunday. But to me, the manner in which they won it, I didn't think that was a bad thing. If Drew Lock can do this again next week, I mean, it's y'all fault for letting everybody in the fucking county, in Montclair County, have a chance to play quarterback for the Giants other than Drew Lock this whole goddamn year. That is your fault, dumbass. But if he fucking plays like that again next week, where he has 80% completion, multiple touchdowns, no turnovers, he's just balling out of control in this system. And then you drop down in the draft. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think if you kind of feel good about what you've seen there, then you could pick a stud player. I've been on here. I like Shedeur Sanders as a prospect. I like slightly less Cam Ward as a prospect. But I don't think either guy is like this generational, Andrew Luck, RG3, Trevor Lawrence. I'll throw this one out there for Tay. Caleb Williams. I don't think they're that. So I don't think it's the end of the world. If you drop down a bit, still get a stud player, and you feel pretty good about a young quarterback going into next year. Drew Lock's still only like 26.
Man, get the hell out of here, damn Drew Lock, man.
Is Dabo supposed to be the fucking quarterback whisperer? And besides, they're still at number 4 right now, which is still within trading distance. Like you're not, especially because right now it's New England's number 1, and they don't need a quarterback. So it's not over.
They are not trading off that first pick. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't think so?
Way. No way. No. You telling me you can get a corner and a wide receiver? No. Nobody's trading.
Yeah, no. they get Travis.
No way.
They definitely.
They would be Travis. The dumbest organization if they do that. Like they would suck.
Well, I'm saying it depends on where they're trading to. I'm talking about a team that wants to come up from for example, right now this scenario, it would be the Giants coming up from 4 to 1. I'm saying if they think they can still get Travis Hunter, they should do that deal, because if somebody's going to come up, it's going to be to come up to get a quarterback. And we'll get into that to our draft coverage. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm as sold on Travis Hunter, the NFL prospect, as you probably are. Well, maybe not at wide receiver. He was pretty good at corner. He was very good at corner, but I don't know if is he number 1 overall pick at corner?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's the fact. Yeah. Okay. So here's my thing. I was walking my dog the other day. I was like, how good is Travis Hunter? I'm thinking, he was pretty good at both positions. But here's the thing: you can play his rookie season at corner. If he sucks, you can scrap that season, put him at wide receiver, and then run it back. That's why I say yes. That's why I say yes, because he can go both ways.
He got hurt in college multiple times.
He did.
He's 180 pounds, and he looks like it. I just don't know. Man. I'm not saying he's not top 10. I just don't know if I'm number 2, I'm number 3 overall, and I feel fucking great about this. Let's go. Like, that's based on those things. Apollo, what do you think, man? Drew Lock looked fucking awesome. What do you think of that situation, them winning that game, the draft position storyline?
Oh, it was completely idiotic.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look, if you're Brian Dable and Joe Shane, you never got the chance to get your guy. Get your guy.
Joe Shane ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. So,
well, I mean, get your guy, and then you can get a fair chance of whether or not you deserve to be here or not.
Because fucking clearly Drew Lock's not their guy, or they would have been letting him fucking play for the last 2 months.
That too. Now, see, no, I don't want to buy into that Drew Lock fool's gold either, because then you're going to be doing the same thing you did with Daniel Jones. You got fooled into that one good year, knowing damn well that he's not that good overall, and then you're going to set yourself up. Oh, well, I mean, shit, maybe we should pay him because I mean he's paying. Come on, like then you're going to be doing the same thing over again. Get your guy, and Drew Lock. Now let's see this is your fault anyway. Drew Lock is too competitive. Drew Lock has always had.
Put him in the game now. Why put him in the game now so he can go out there and go crazy? If you didn't fucking put him in before, you might as well just kept them bums in there. Old Tommy Cutlet and Timmy Boyle.
Well, yeah, true, but not at the end of the season. Putting him in, like he is trying to play for his next contract, whether
yes, that he is going to get. Yes,
that he's going to get. But see, and the players don't care about that front office tanking like crap. Like they don't care about that. No. So that is on the organization. A long story short, John Mara, he never knew how to run a team. He was there when his father and his uncle, like all his family early on, he was there when they ran the team. But he never got the hang of it. He still don't know how to do it now. That's why he hired people that could do the job, and he for the most part stayed away. But now he became a little too more hands-on from what I've been hearing, and I don't like that because it's like, bro, dude, stay in your position. What's up with these old men thinking that we want to see him? I mean, it's the daggone TikTok generation. I swear, it infects every generation. But I'm like, why do you want to be seen so much? Why do you feel like Woody Johnson's, like Jerry Jones, of course? Why do y'all feel that y'all have to meddle? You don't. You pay the guys who know how to do it so you can return to prominence. This is a blue blood NFL franchise that looks like they look like the Jets. I mean, like how the Jets been overall. Like the little brother. You look like a dumpster fire of an organization. Now, like I said, this is my NFC team, and I'm not gonna put that much damn stock into it. I don't care that much, but it's just like, come on now. Don't buy into he looked real good the last game. Maybe we should keep him. No, get rid of him. Because what Drew Lock's going to do is, no matter who y'all bring in here, I'm going to try to compete and be the starter. You can't blame him. That's what he did to Daniel Jones.
Right.
Well, we here at DAR Sports Media are also competing to win. And that's why we get the Medium site crushing it. Articles all the time. A bunch of awesome ones just went up today in all kinds of different subject matter, different sources, different things. We had a soul music one go up today, a wrestling one, a football one, the DAR top 10, of course. The NFL teams are going up all over the place. YouTube is still cracking off. Of course, we're still in our full schedule. We got a weekend wrestling that's doing pretty darn good numbers. Me and True talk about the year in review and where possibly Mercedes Moné / Sasha Banks rakes in the all-time greats of women's wrestling. So check that out. College football, of course, we're going to have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about on the College Football Show this week. Coming up, Soul Revival 6 still burning up the charts out there on every streaming platform. We got it all going on. Written, music, the pods. In the new year, it won't change. For the year of 2024 and all through the year of 2025, the world of DAR does never stop.